Morning, students of class 5. Students, I have already read and explained lesson 1, The Pandavs Last Year in Exile, lesson 2, Nani's Walk to the Park, and poem 1, How Beautiful is the Rain. I have also discussed the word meanings, question and answers, make sentences, exercises, and writing section of these lessons. I'm sure everybody must have written all the taught exercises of these three chapters in their English notebooks. Students, please complete both the lessons and the poem in your notebook and start learning. Read the lesson and recite the poem to improve your performance. Now, those of you having Wordsworth English Reader book, please turn to page number 23. Today, I will be starting with lesson 3, Cleanliness is Godliness. Now, before I read the lesson, I'll tell you about the title of the lesson, Cleanliness is Godliness. What does this mean? Being clean is a sign of spiritual purity or goodness. Cleanliness is a great virtue, students. Cleanliness makes a person healthy and happy. God resides in a clean mind and a healthy body. Even God does not want to stay in a dirty place. You must have seen temples, churches, gurudwaras, mosques, all are very clean. Continuously, these places are being cleaned because God also likes to reside in clean places. The same way it is for us also and for our surrounding also. We need to keep our body as well as surroundings. That includes your house, your school, your locality where you reside, your city, your country. Everything comes under it. So God also likes to reside in clean places. Whereas your body is concerned, if you are healthy and happy, God will reside in a healthy body with a clean mind only. So, being clean is a sign of spiritual purity and goodness. And cleanliness, students, makes a person healthier and happier also. Don't forget, God resides in a clean mind and healthy body. Now, before I read the lesson, did you know that every year 8 million tons of garbage is added to our oceans and 80% of it is from waste from the mainland? This is a serious issue, but not everyone is aware about it. We need to stand up against the global trash problem and clean up waste. In order to keep our planet clean and healthy, this can only happen once we take the small step to clean our homes, classes, and schools regularly. Students, the first lesson a child learns is cleanliness. From keeping ourselves clean till keeping the country clean comes under this. As budding students, it is our duty not only to keep our home clean but also our streets and school clean. Anything that we find as waste on roads, we should throw it in the dustbin. It is our duty to educate others that cleanliness is next to godliness. More important, it is to teach that cleanliness in food prevents many diseases. It is good to have clean habits. Washing hands before and after eating, bathing daily, brushing our teeth twice a day, trimming nails, keeping ourselves clean the whole day. These habits keeps us healthy and happy the whole day. People appreciate and join the ones who have clean habits. Nobody likes to be friendly with a dirty person, a shabby person, isn't it? You are appreciated for your cleanliness. So always remember, cleanliness is godliness. Cleanliness is the first and foremost habit that should be cultivated in our mind. From childhood, our parents teach us that cleanliness is godliness. This is because by being clean, we keep ourselves and others to clean also and happy also. We should learn to maintain our cleanliness right from the start of the day till we go to the bed. A clean body gives way to a sound mind. Your confidence starts from your cleanliness. If you are clean, you are confident. But if you are not clean, you are not confident. Every day, when you take a bath and then if you go to the school, your confidence level is high. But at times, when you don't take bath, you are conscious all the time that today I'm not feeling fresh as I haven't taken a bath. Keeping our environment clean becomes our social responsibility. So, apart from keeping ourselves clean, we should learn to keep our surrounding clean. If each and every individual takes cleanliness as his or her own duty, a clean India would not be a dream but true. One such effort is the Clean India campaign, that is the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. Let us all participate in this campaign as true citizens and make our India a clean environment to live in. We should keep our classroom and school campus clean. We can tidy and declutter our classroom. A clean classroom will improve our concentration and uplift our mood also. Students, everybody should help to keep the class and school clean because they are the places where we learn so many things. It will also help you become a responsible person. We should develop a habit of disposing the waste properly in dustbins. Cleanliness, personal hygiene, good sanitation provides a clean school environment for the students to keep them in good health and safe. We should take care to use the school properties such as chairs, tables, duster, chalk, bench, desk, etc. things. All the school properties, uh, keep them in a proper order, not break them, do not scribble on the wall. These are the small things we need to keep in mind. That will surely make us all responsible persons. Maintain the toilets clean. The toilet should be clean and hygienic, but then it is not the duty of others to clean it. When we use the toilet, we should ensure that we leave the toilet clean. Every time, please pour the water so that you are satisfied your own self. We should not throw papers, chalks, or any other things in class or in the school campus. We should not break or damage school property, not write or scribble on the walls, nor pluck flowers or leaves from the school garden. These are small things we need to keep in mind, students, and we need to initiate right now. We should not wait, I'll start tomorrow. Today only you make up your mind. Right now, start today onwards only that I'll keep myself and my surroundings clean. We need to inculcate and develop this habit of cleanliness. Now, students, just because none of us are making an effort, the amount of garbage is increasing and it is all human waste. And this is becoming a serious issue. And we must, and it is right time that we must stand up against this global trash problem. It is not only our country's problem, but it is the problem of the entire world. We need to clean up the waste. So, first of all, we should ensure that we should restrict wastage, and we should try recycling and reusing things to reduce the wastage. And we need to keep our planet clean and healthy, and for that you need not do big thing. You need to start keeping yourself and your surrounding clean. In your surrounding, your home also comes through. At times we don't bother ki mother is there, a sister is there, there are other people in the house. If I litter around, what will happen? No, it is your moral duty to keep your house also clean. Please contribute, uh, because the contribution of each and every individual will only help to make the planet a clean place to live in. And this can only happen once all of us, it's a joint effort. None of us can do it alone, but each one of us should start cleaning up our homes, classes, and school regularly. Now, student, this lesson 3 is about a student of class 5. Now, what he does to maintain the cleanliness of his class. Let us read how Mohit of class 5 tried to maintain cleanliness in his class. Now, students, before I read the lesson, first I'll go through all the new words of the lesson. My first word is mainland. Mainland means land or continents. Second word is global. Global means across the world, worldwide. Third is maintain, to keep. You need to keep something in order. You need to maintain the things. Fourth word is particular. Particular means strict. Then there's a phrase given at the bottom of page number 23, and that is hanging his head, to be ashamed of something. If you do something wrong and if somebody scolds you, just because of your guilt, you hang your head to show that you have done something wrong. You're ashamed of your whatever you have done wrong. So you hang your head. That is hanging your head, to be ashamed of something. Now, the new words of page 24. Shambles. Shambles means mess, disorder. Everything in a very disorderly manner. Rubbish, garbage. Unhygienic, that is unclean and impure, which is not clean, not suitable. Then volunteered, willingly offered to do something. When you initiate on your own, that means nobody force you to do. When it comes from within yourself and you initiate to do something, that is known as volunteered. Tidy, to clean. And the last word is pardon. Pardon means to forgive. And there are again two phrases given at bottom of page number 24. Second one is cleanliness is next to godliness. The idea that people have a moral duty to keep themselves and their homes clean. Because as I explained, that God also only resides in clean places. God does not want to reside in dirty places. And the third phrase is dignity of labor. This means the idea that all types of jobs should be respected equally. No particular occupation is considered superior and no job should be considered inferior or on any basis. Student, dignity of labor means, in Hindi I can explain, you'll be able to understand much better. कोई भी काम बेटा बड़ा या छोटा नहीं होता है. हमारी सोच काम को बड़ा या छोटा बनाती है. आपको ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि मैं अगर झाड़ू लगाऊंगा या टॉयलेट क्लीन करूंगा तो मैं छोटा हो जाऊंगा. नो, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. कोई भी काम छोटा नहीं होता है. आपकी सोच उस काम को छोटा बनाती है. अदरवाइज ऑल वर्क is, I mean, there's nothing, you cannot differentiate work, ki this work is big and this work is not suitable for me. So, children, all the jobs are equal. And uh, don't think if a person he cleans the bathroom, he is inferior to no, he is more superior to us because he is doing a job that we should have been doing. अगर हम बाथरूम साफ रखते तो उससे साफ करने की जरूरत क्यों पड़ती बेटा? इसलिए वो बाथरूम साफ करने वाला, वॉशरूम टॉयलेट साफ करने वाला बंदा छोटा नहीं है, हम छोटे हैं क्योंकि हम वॉशरूम को गंदा करते हैं. So remove this thing from your mind. No job is superior or no job is considered inferior. बेटा कोई काम छोटा नहीं होता है. तो we should do things that others should come and clean the mess what we have spilled around. So try to be clean in your work. Try to maintain cleanliness around you, around your surroundings. Now students, I'll read the lesson for you. First I'll read, then I'll explain. Aman was the class monitor of class 5. The class teacher was very particular that everyone should attend the assembly in the morning. Missing it would lead to serious punishment. That day, Aman found that Mohit did not attend the morning assembly. On returning to the class, Aman asked Mohit why he had skipped the assembly. They knew that the teacher was very strict about it. Before Mohit could answer, the teacher entered the class. The teacher asked Aman if everyone had attended the assembly that day. Aman replied that except Mohit, everybody had attended the assembly. The teacher was surprised and asked Mohit, "Is it true what Aman had said? Did you stay away from assembly today?" Mohit said, "Yes," in a low voice and stood hanging his head. The teacher said, "Mohit, you know, whoever misses the assembly is punished. Before giving you the punishment, I would like to know why you stayed away." Mohit told the teacher that he had come to school in time only, but the others had already gone for assembly. So he came inside the class to keep his bag. When he was about to leave for the assembly, he noticed that the classroom was in shambles with dust, rubbish, and other waste. The whole place was dirty and unhygienic. The teacher had always told them that cleanliness is next to godliness. So Mohit cleaned the room and therefore could not attend the morning assembly. He said to the teacher, "Since you have taught us the dignity of labor, I volunteered to tidy the classroom. If I have done something wrong, please pardon me, ma'am. I'm ready to accept I'm ready to accept any punishment by you." The teacher was moved by Mohit's words and said, "Mohit, you have done a wonderful job. If everyone thinks and acts according to your views, our school will become the best. I'm very proud to have you as my student. There is no punishment." Mohit was highly appreciated by the teacher who pointed him out as a model to be copied by all others. Students, this was the lesson. And the lesson is about a class 5 student, Mohit, who came to keep his bag in the class, but then when he saw that his class was in shambles, filled with litter and all mess around the class, so he knew that attending assembly was mandatory for him, and if he didn't do so, he will be punished by his teacher. But then he thought, "Ki my teacher has also taught me that cleanliness is next to godliness. So rather than attending the assembly, knowing that he will be punished. He volunteered. Nobody told him to clean his class, but he initiated on his own, and he uh, decluttered his class. He cleaned his entire class. And when the teacher asked him that why he didn't attend the assembly, he told the teacher the truth, that the class was in a bad state, and I thought rather than attending the assembly, I will clean the class. That's the reason I couldn't be present at the assembly. The teacher was moved by Mohit's gesture. I mean, a student of class 5 on his own, thinking to clean his class, that was a big thing. So the teacher really appreciated him, and he said ki, I'm so lucky to have a student like you, that I didn't have to force you to do a thing. You thought on your own. That shows that how responsible Mohit was. And he was appreciated by the teacher, and the teacher projected him before the students as a role model, that the other students should copy his behavior. And if such small things, if we all start contributing, the world will become a happier place to live in, students. Now, due to corona crisis, we have been again and again we have been told to wash our hands. Why? This is also a sign that to keep us ourselves healthy, we need to be clean. So after touching anything, we are being told that wash your hands, and you need to wash your hands at least for 20 seconds, so that all the germs are removed. So students, trimming your nails, bathing, brushing your teeth, washing your hands, these are small things which you should do on your own. Nobody should be after you to force you to do. Now I'll be explaining the chapter. Aman was the class monitor of class 5. The class teacher was very particular that everyone should attend the assembly in the morning. Now, this lesson is about a class in which, class 5, in which Aman was the monitor of the class. And the class teacher of that particular class was very particular. I mean, she ensured that each and every child of a class must attend the assembly. And she must have instructed the students that nobody should miss the morning assembly, else they'll be punished, or she'll take a strict action against the child who did not attend the assembly. And Aman was the class monitor of class 5. I think he must be noting down the name of the students who have not attended the assembly. Fine. Now, missing it would lead to serious punishment. And there was a rule set by the teacher that whoever missed the assembly will have to face a serious punishment. That day, Aman found that Mohit did not attend the morning assembly. Now, Aman, being the monitor of the class, it must be his duty to note down the names or to observe who all have missed the assembly. So that day, Aman came to know that one of his classmate, Mohit, he was not present in the morning assembly. On returning to the class, Aman asked Mohit why he had skipped the assembly. Now, once the assembly was over, everybody, all the students reached the class, and in the class, Aman had noticed that Mohit was not present in the assembly. So he asked Mohit that why you didn't attend the morning assembly today. Why did you miss the assembly? They knew that the teacher was very strict about it. Before Mohit could answer, the teacher entered the class. And Aman and Mohit both were very much aware that the teacher was very strict and particular that each and every child of the class must attend the assembly. But in spite of that, Mohit did not attend the assembly, and Aman, being the monitor, was just asking Mohit ki why you missed the morning assembly. And before Mohit could answer Aman, the teacher entered the class. That means Mohit didn't get a chance to answer. The moment he was supposed to answer, that the moment he was going to answer Aman, that moment only, that very moment only, the teacher entered the class. The teacher asked Aman if everyone had attended the assembly that day. Now, the first thing what the teacher did after entering the class was she asked Aman, as Aman was the class monitor, she asked him, "Ki all the students have attended the assembly that day or not?" Aman replied that except Mohit, everybody has attended the assembly. So Aman, being the class monitor, he told the teacher that all the students have attended the assembly. Everybody was present in the assembly except for Mohit. Mohit was the only student of the class who was not present for the assembly. The teacher was surprised and asked Mohit, "Is it true what Aman has said?" Now the teacher was surprised because every day all the children were attending the assembly, and why today one child has missed the assembly in spite of knowing that the child will be punished if you skip the assembly, if you don't attend the assembly. There was a rule that for a severe punishment. So, in spite of knowing that, how come one child has missed the assembly? So, she asked Mohit, "Is it true that what Aman has said? Did you stay away from the assembly?" Mohit said yes in a low voice and stood hanging his head. Now, when the teacher came to know from Aman that Mohit had missed the assembly, so she was surprised first. So she thought, "Ki I'll ask Mohit first ki why he had missed the assembly." So she asked Mohit that whatever Aman has informed her, is that true? That Mohit did not attend the assembly today. Mohit said yes in a low voice because Mohit, he had not attended the assembly that day. So he knew that he had done something wrong which was not at all permitted by the teacher. So Mohit was aware of the fact that he has not attended the assembly today. So now he is going to be punished. The teacher said, "Mohit, you know whoever misses the assembly is punished." The teacher warned Mohit that you are already aware that whoever misses the assembly is punished. This was the rule set by the teacher for all the students of the class. So it was mandatory for all the students to attend the assembly. "Before giving you the punishment, I would like to know why you stayed away." But then the teacher said, "Okay, before I give you the punishment, I would like to know the reason that why you did not attend the morning assembly." The teacher wanted to know the reason that Mohit was aware of the fact that if he will not attend the assembly, he will be punished, or any of the students who doesn't attend the assembly will be punished. But after knowing also why did Mohit miss the assembly, why he stayed away from the assembly, Mohit told the teacher that he had come to school in time only, but the others had already gone for the assembly. He informed the teacher that he was not late. He clarified to the teacher that generally what happens at times when we are late. So we often miss the school assembly. So he informed the teacher, he clarified to the teacher that I came to the school on time only. But when I came to the class, the others had already left for the assembly. The other students must have left, and Mohit went to the class. He saw that nobody was there. So he came inside the class to keep his bag. So Mohit went to the class to keep his bag so that even he could join the other students for the assembly. When he was about to leave for the assembly, he noticed that the classroom was in shambles with dust, rubbish, and other waste. The whole place was dirty and unhygienic, as we can see in the picture. Now Mohit informed the teacher that he came to the school in time only, but then when he came to the class, the other children had already left for the assembly. So he went inside the class to keep his bag, but then when he entered the class, what did he see? He noticed, he observed that the classroom was in shambles. Shambles were in a total disorder. It was in a complete mess. You can see the classroom. Uh, Litter is thrown on the floor. Books are open. I mean, somebody has scribbled something on the board also. So the classroom is not looking in a proper order. So Mohit said that dust was there, rubbish and other waste, everything was scattered, and the whole class was dirty and unhygienic. So that what Mohit had noticed when he entered the class to keep his bag. That's all for today, students. We'll be continuing this lesson in our next video. But students, please read the lesson. Those of you who are having the books, and those of you who don't have the books, please use the PDF copy sent in the WhatsApp group of class 5. Please read the lesson once again for better comprehension.